Happy Wednesday. I am just making sure that everything is working well here. Looks like we are connected to both Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, and here we go. Some of the thumbs up and the eyeballs and the comments are rolling in. Welcome, everybody. Hello, we've got Judy from Kansas and Michelle from Wisconsin so far. There's Carmel coming in. Awesome. Glad to see everybody hopping on, and I'm very happy to be with you. We've got Virginia, Florida, Houston's joining us. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, lots more. All of a sudden, they just, it just scrolls up and out of my view so quickly because everybody's joining at the same time. That's wonderful. We've got lots and lots of gals on, familiar names, and always so pleased to see you all. So that's great. There's Chantel from Ottawa. She says, finally catching us live. Welcome. Glad that you are with us live. But of course, glad if you are able to watch the replay a little bit later as well. Hope everybody's doing great. Someone's joining us from the Iroquois County 4-H and Agricultural Fair. Well, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. There's Nicole from Alabama. Glad you are here. And lots of folks. Donna from Southwest Virginia, Southern Oklahoma, California, Australia's here. Ballarat, Australia. Welcome. California, South Carolina, and Surprise, Arizona. It's a surprise that you are here. Awesome. Okay, well, let's get into it. If it's your first time joining us, my name is Noreen Smith. I am the Product Development Creative Manager here at Creative Memories. And throughout the year, every Wednesday, I get to be with you here for a fast and fun Projects with Noreen. And we broadcast on the Facebook, Virtual Crop Facebook group, and on the Creative Memories YouTube channel. So we've got people watching at both places at both times. And I always like to remind you to make sure you're subscribed or watching the other platform as well. YouTube, folks, make sure you join the Facebook group because there's always great stuff going on in the Virtual Crop Facebook group. Of course, we just had the secret box opening this past weekend, and just so many great ideas and inspiration. And then, of course, people on Facebook, make sure that you have subscribed to the YouTube channel because the YouTube playlists are the easiest way to kind of go back and find the video you're looking for. Sometimes, of course, videos get buried on Facebook and stuff like that. So good reasons to be on both platforms. Now, we are in our third week of our Sizzlin Summer Challenge. And our first 2 weeks have been absolutely so much fun. I cannot believe the amazing envelope mini albums that you guys came up with after last week's broadcast. I was blown away by the number because so many of you went out and actually created them. And then the wide variety. So there were so many, different interpretations. There was different kinds of closures. Some of you went and got, magnets or Velcro. Some of you used ribbons. Some of you used the little tape, like a kind of a repositionable tape chip. I saw those as well. Twine, you name it, everybody did something fantastic. There were so many different options. And if you haven't had a scroll through, just click, when you find one in the Facebook group, click on the hashtag and it will bring up all of the different interpretations. So many amazing ones. And I love that many of you repurposed the idea for gift card holders. That is an awesome idea. How fun to be able to have the gift cards in the little pockets and then still have fun embellishments or photos on the outsides of the envelope. So that was great. And I did see some people include them on their scrapbook pages as a way to put little, they made the envelope mini album, then laid it flat and adhered it onto their page so that they had like 3 or 4 little pockets to put things into. So you guys were awesome. It was so much fun to create those with you and to see what you created yourself. So I'm just going to remind you that the prizes, you had a choice of 2 prizes for the Sizzlin Summer Challenge number 2. And our winners, drum roll please, Lisa Pastorell and Beverly Richardson. So congratulations, ladies. Thank you so much for taking part in the challenge. Again, they're chosen by random from all of the entries that were received by 11:59 p.m. Central Time last night. So Beverly and Lisa, someone from home office, either Nicole or Sonia, will be in touch with you so that you can choose, excuse me, your prize pack. And I do have to apologize. I've still got this kind of summer cold. I better slow down the talking here. I hate it when that happens. Okay. While the congratulations are running up and up the screen there, I will take a minute to catch my breath. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. But I know that you are all really, really excited about our third challenge. And some of you have already seen in the description what the third challenge will be. And it is Christmas in July. Hooray! I know that many of you are participating in Christmas in July. Oh, I'm so sorry. Christmas in July events, you know, with other scrapbooking groups, you see a lot of ads for Christmas in July from, handmade and crafting groups. There's so much going on in the summer to prepare ahead for Christmas. Excuse me. And I'll tell you, years and years ago when I was a teacher up until just a few years ago, but when I was a teacher, the summer would be the time that I would kind of settle in and kind of get caught up, so to speak, on my scrapping. And I would always make it a priority to do a couple of things in the first part of the summer. I would make sure that I get my kids' school year, the previous school year, kind of sorted out, all of the good stuff that they brought home. And I would try to get the previous Christmas scrapped and into our Christmas albums. So I tended to have a little bit more time to really sit down and focus. So I would often do it in July. And I would also kind of think ahead to the next Christmas and start prepping. So maybe, prepping for a December daily type of album, doing some Christmas cards, those kinds of things. So July has always been kind of a Christmas in July feel for me. And when I was teaching classes, I would often throw that in as a challenge or as something we would do in July. So you're probably thinking, well, what's associated with Christmas in July, Noreen? And I want to tell you right off the bat what the prize is, because the prizes are your choice of two different bundles featuring our currently available our currently available Christmas themed products. So if you win Sizzlin Summer Challenge number 3, you get to choose between the seasonal sightings bundle or the Joy to the World bundle, and you'll see all of the great products that are available there. And very much like, trying to catch up, we also want to make sure that, you guys are using up all of your products that you have so that you can kind of make way for any new products that might be coming out this coming holiday season. So many good reasons to kind of have Christmas in July this time around, okay? And, if you're with us last week, you know that I announced a fast and fun deal at the end of our last challenge time together. So you're probably kind of wondering, and yes, I'll alleviate all of your anticipation. The two bundles, Seasonal Sightings and Joy to the World, are now on sale. They are available as a fast and fun deal. They are a screamin' deal. We like to say screamin' because they're so hot. They're so fantastic. And you can get them from now until noon on Friday. This Friday, which is June what is it? June 21st. Okay. So yeah, so take advantage if you want to get some Christmas in July scrapping done. Definitely take advantage of those screaming deals. Okay. Let me take one more sip of water here, and then I'm going to tell you what we're doing today. We are going to have a sketch challenge. So I've got a sketch for you that you can use. You can use it with any theme, of course. But because we're doing Christmas in July, you're going to use this to create a Christmas layout. And just like the past couple of weeks, we want to see your interpretation of the sketch with a Christmas layout, and we want you to post it by next Tuesday at 11:59 CT. So 11:59 p.m. CT. So I will go over all of that again at the end, but let's go ahead. Let me flip you over here and let's talk about this. Now, we don't have a handout for you, but I do have this sketch and it does have measurements on it. So I'm going to go through it with you right now, and then I will be popping an image, a JPEG image of the sketch into the comments so that you can copy it, save it, download it, print it out yourself, just like I have here, okay? So basically what it is it's kind of a take on a stained glass sort of window. And we're going to talk about some of the variations you can do here. But it's great because it's a one-page sketch, and you're going to be able to get up to 6 photos on it. And oftentimes when we talk about borders, we'll do like, a couple of borders along the top or the bottom of a page. We often will do a pair of borders. So I thought it would be really fun to do one big, bold, beautiful, stupendous stained glass border down the middle of the page, really anchoring the page. And of course, you can make it go horizontal as well. You can make it go across the page. So we're going to, play around with that idea. And there's also some variations, of course, that we can do with the photos. And I'm going to talk about a couple other variations of this sort of stained glass idea using some of our products. So I'm going to be using Joy to the World, of course, and seasonal sightings. And I want to know, before we get started, I'd love for you to put in the comments there if you are a Joy to the World fan or a seasonal sightings fan. And I have to say there's great things about both, but I have to say I think I lean a little bit more towards Joy to the World, because I just love these color combinations, the kind of the turquoise, the navy, the red, the mustard. Those colors just sing to me. So I really, really like that one. Seasonal sightings is a bit more of a traditional color scheme. Lots of beautiful reds and greens. And of course, the main reason I love it so much is the beautiful little cardinals that were in it. So you'll see those a little bit later. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm so sorry. Let's see if I can get through this. So I've got my first sort of sample of this layout done with Joy to the World. And again, I think you can see that combination of the kind of the aqua or turquoise, the traditional green, the reds with kind of their variations, and that gold. It just creates such a stunning color palette. So I've done this up with a kind of a neutral background. I've got my 6 3.5-inch square photos here. And then the main border down the center is actually 4 1/8 inch wide. Excuse me. And the reason that it's just that little bit extra width is to allow for a nice even margin between all of your little triangles. So it's going to be super, super easy to create this. And the key for the triangles, we've got the actual measurement of a triangle down here, but the key is that 3.5. So the way I want you to remember this is 3.5-inch photos, 3.5-inch squares to start your triangle. So let's go ahead and make this up with some seasonal sightings papers, just for a little bit of a different look. And I went through my seasonal sightings and I only have a few papers left. So I'm going to choose one of these with your help in a minute. But of course, you can also, use a piece of cardstock as your base or whatever you like. But I've got my 4 1/8. Let me just double check. Yeah, 4 1/8 inch by 12 inches border. And then I've got 3 3.5 inch squares. And this is what's going to make our triangles. So let me grab my trimmer here. And we're going to make 4 triangles from each of these 3 squares. Oh dear. All right, so you can stack them, but let's go ahead and do them one at a time. Basically, we're going to put them in on the diagonal, and we're going to make sure that the top and the bottom point are right on our cutting line. Cut them once, and then you do want to stack those two so that your little triangles will be the same size. So we'll go ahead, we'll put the straight edge up the top lip and the point on the cutting line, and there we go. So we've got our 4 triangles. We're going to do the same for our other 2 papers, so that all 3 are cut. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm sniffling and coughing here. It's crazy. I hate having a summer cold. You feel like you should be outside enjoying yourself and doing fun things. It's never fun to have a cold, but a summer cold always just feels so unfair. All right, we're on our last one here. Let's get that all trimmed up. Okay, and that's all there is to it. So really, you could make this layout with, one solid piece or one, full-size piece of paper. And then all you need is that 4 1/8 inch strip and 3.5 by 3.5 inch squares. Let me just get that over. That looks like it's in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting it in the middle this way. And you can go ahead and arrange these in whichever way you want. And the only thing you kind of need to remember is that you've got 3 different patterns. So you want to kind of repeat them in ways that make sense to you. So here I'm going to put 2 green. There we go. And then here maybe what I'll do is, kind of have the same color, or, I could switch it around and have a different color. So maybe let's start with that. And then maybe we'll have 1 poinsettia and the green and the red again. And then down here, I should have adhered that. We can maybe put the poinsettia on the other side. Okay, so you can play around with it however you like. And it's going to be gorgeous no matter what. Here, I might, because I've got green and green next to each other, maybe I'm going to do a little bit of a change around here. So I just, kind of rearrange them until I feel like there's kind of a good distribution between all of the colors. So what I did here, I had green and green, the gold, green, green, and then I just kind of alternated where the red and the gold were. So you can play around with that however you like, and then it's just a matter of adhering it down. And really the biggest, time-consuming aspect of this sketch is, excuse me, is to, make sure that you have that nice sort of even margin in between. So I would really recommend using repositionable adhesive here so that you can just kind of go ahead and move it around. If you get it off to the side like that, you can always go ahead, lift it up, and reposition it until it's right for you. Okay, so that would really be, let's go ahead and adhere this real quick. And then you can kind of vote for which background you'd like best. And then I will finish it up. And again, these may not be the best arrangement. It may not have kind of the normal flow and pattern that I would like to see, but it's going to look great no matter what, because you're repeating the colors and shapes, of course. Now, years ago, I really enjoyed doing kind of crazy borders and crazy square borders. And so that, instead of taking my squares and cutting them into very regular shapes like the triangles, I would just take my scissors and kind of cut through the shape, all three of the squares at the same time, to create some different shapes. And then you have all of these fun sort of mosaic pieces to arrange into your border. So that's a really fun way to do it as well. But this creates that really pretty, regular, sort of stained glass look. And I especially liked using that kind of gold color here because it really brightened it up. So go through and find the papers that you have, just those, little squares left, because you only need a 3-inch square. Okay, so that's done. Let's have a look and see what backgrounds we can do. So this is the green polka dot. That's a lot of green, so we'll say green polka dot. I've got the holly, which might be a little bit too much in the way of pattern. I've got another green holly. The background on this side, again, is kind of an all-over pattern. I think it gets a little bit lost. I'm always a fan of neutrals. So this is the back side of the Cardinals, which is kind of a snowflake pattern. And of course, there's the Cardinals. And I just wouldn't want to, kind of cover up that much. And then I'm always a big fan of a neutral like a wood grain. So I'll tell you what my favorite is. I really think that for me it would be between the neutral wood grain and the green polka dot. So tell me which one you guys like the best while I just move a couple of things around here and take another drink. Green polka dot or wood grain? And let me see here. Just scrolling through here to see what you guys are saying. Dots, dots, dot. I got lots of dots. A couple of votes for birchwood. Yeah, I'm using this time to kind of blow my nose here. Polka dot. Oh, I think the birchwood is starting. Yeah, the wood grain, the birch is starting to win out. So I think we'll go with this one. And you can see that just as I was moving that, one of my little repositionable triangles got moved. So let's redo that. Okay, and then let's go ahead with regular tape runner. And we will just center that up. Get my paper center there. And yeah, so it's going to be, there's my 6, so 8 and 4, and it's just going to be a little bit past 8 and 4. Okay, so there's the base of my layout. That's it. I'm pretty much done. I can come in with 3.5 by 3.5 inch photos, and I love square photos because I can use any of my photos there. So you can see how much of the background is covered up. So again, I wouldn't have wanted to cover up my most, precious Cardinals paper, my remaining sheet of that. So this looks really nice. You could also mat it. I'm going to show you a couple of versions in alternate versions in a second. But I love this because I can get 6. They could be horizontal or vertical to begin with, and just kind of trimming them down to that 3.5 inch is going to work just beautifully. Now you can see that when we've got the rest of the space filled in with our photos, we don't have a lot of space for embellishments. But here's the good thing. This, again, this beautiful big bold border is going to serve kind of as our main source of visual interest, but we can also still make kind of our little mini visual triangle that will still kind of bring the viewer's eye around. So let's grab some seasonal sightings embellishments. I've got a few here. I got holiday traditions. Oh, Merry Christmas, that would be a nice big one there. So I kind of am suggesting with the title here to put your title right in the middle. Then you're going to have a nice big, maybe the white one might be better here. I thought I saw a white one, yeah. So a nice big sort of cluster of embellishments. I could add a couple of poinsettias there and maybe a little holly. Okay, so I'm going to have that nice big cluster there with kind of a little bit of an emphasis over to this side. Then I can put a small embellishment up top here and then down at the bottom. So maybe if I really wanted to, I could add my little bird up top here. Maybe I could add my little tag. That's a little bit big. These are quite large. Maybe something like this. Okay, and then I kind of have a little bit of a triangle. Plus, it really helps with the angled lines in the background that it just sort of brings my eye through. Could do a little star in behind there. And then, of course, you can always add in your little gems. So here, I have a couple of little star stickers to just kind of emphasize the little clusters. Okay? So really, really easy. And again, you're not having to, find spots for your embellishment. You're just going to decorate your border. Now you could use one of these spaces for a journal box. You could also take your variety mat packs, cut one down into a 3.5-inch square and use that as your journal box. So again, one of the keys is going to be just kind of overlap your titles and or embellishments just slightly onto your photos, and that will connect the photos and the borders together. Okay, now before we leave this, I do just want to talk really quickly about a couple of punches that I really, really love. So the first one is the holly punch. Okay, we still have that in stock, and again, I think a little holly is a great little accent. Can add that to our little clusters. Add that down here kind of as a little extra. And, I would just go ahead and punch a couple of small little dots, maybe using our little mini trio punch. This one has 2 different little circles that you can use. So just taking a little scrap and adding your little, I punched 3 of those there. And just kind of make my little holly embellishments. So the holly is like, it's quintessentially a Christmas punch. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. And it may or may not be included in the fast and fun deals. You're going to have to go and take a look. I love it. And if you don't already have the holly punch, that is definitely a must-have. Now, a couple of other must-have punches would be the Cardinals. And of course, I mentioned the Cardinals when I was talking about the seasonal sightings paper. There's our pretty little Cardinals. And we have our Cardinals border punch. So that is also included in the fast and fun deals. And then the other punch that we're including is the Poinsettia, the other tool, I guess, Poinsettia Edge Border Maker Cartridge. I'm going to move that over a little bit. There you go. So again, this is something that you can use no matter what paper pack you're using. Those punches are going to be awesome. And I want to show you a couple of examples where we can take this same idea, this same sketch, and just change it up a little bit so that instead of having the stained glass pattern, we're focusing on some other ideas, some other ways to use it. Okay, so first of all, sorry, let me grab another sip of water. Let's talk about going back to Joy to the World And if you wanted to use something like the Poinsettia Edge Border Maker cartridge. So again, look at this. I've created this fantastic, lovely layered border. I've got 4 layers of the Poinsettia Edge Border Maker cartridge. So I've just gone ahead and punched the first one to measure 4 1/8 by 12, and then the next ones are just, proportionately about a 1/2 inch smaller on each side. And then I've just kind of ruffled up the edges so that there's a bit of texture to it. Now, when you actually ruffle the edges, you create dimension because, again, you create shadow. And shadow is what fools the eye into thinking that there's dimension. So in here, I've got a title and a kind of a tag journal box, a little cluster down here and a little cluster up here. And again, I'm kind of thinking I should have maybe overlapped them a little bit more onto the photos. Then with the photos, instead of just placing them right on the background, I've actually made the mats. I've cut the mats at 3.5 inches, and then my photos will be 3 inches square. So isn't that pretty? I love the colors of this. And again, that's probably why Joy to the World is, slightly, if I had to play favorites, it would slightly win. It's like having 2 children, right? You love them both, but maybe there's one that's just you caught you on a better day. So Joy to the World is slightly my favorite child. But let's talk about the if you don't like that look of a vertical border, let's go ahead and turn the border sideways. And again, this is just really taking advantage of creating a big, bold, fantastic decorative border. So you can see here again, I've got that 4. I think I just cut this one to 4 because I just had a 4-inch piece of that birch paper. And then I've got the beautiful Cardinals border. I punched 2 of those, one for the top, one for the bottom, and then just a strip of the Cardinals paper in between. And a little wreath here, and then 2 of my little hollies with the red dots in the center, just to kind of anchor the corners. Okay, so instead of having everything on the border, I have just gone to kind of create a bit more interest off of the border. And notice again, if you want to use other sizes of photos, you can certainly intersperse some 5.5 by 3.5 inch photos. So if you've got, a more of a landscape photo that you want, put your border in the center, and then you've got your 2 landscape photos. If you've got some portrait photos that you want to feature, again, you can go 3.5 by 5.5 here. So it's quite a versatile layout, even though it feels very specific with these triangles down the center in the sketch. You can really change it up from the stained glass triangles to a ruffled layered border to something that's, going across the page instead of vertically. So really lots of options with this. And, we'd love to see your take on this sketch. But, of course, we want to just see all of your Christmas layout ideas. Okay? So let me just come back to you here. I'll just show you these one more time. Okay, so there was the stained glass with Joy to the World. I haven't adhered all that down yet, but stained glass with seasonal sightings. The border with Poinsettia Edge BMC and Joy to the World. And the horizontal border with the seasonal sightings and the Cardinal punch. And again, don't forget about the holly punch. It's a good one. Okay, I'm coming back to you here. Runny nose and cough and all, I tell you. Holy smokes, I'm a mess over here. But all of those products that I was just showing you and just working with, they're all on sale for the Fast and Fun deals today, right? So basically these are screaming deals, short term. They are available now on the website. So you'll want to go to creativememories.com, creativememoriesau.com, or creativememories.ca and go again to the new or the deals, and you'll see the prices for your market there. But take advantage of them quick because they're only available until Friday, June 21st at noon, Friday, July 21st. So that's noon Central Time. Okay, so it's just a couple of days for you to take advantage of that. But again, if you are participating in the challenge and your Sizzlin Summer 3 layout is picked, you get to choose from one of those 2 bundles. All right, so I think it's going to be a really, really fun week, and we're going to be having so many great pieces of inspiration. I know it's going to be awesome. Okay. Yes, so someone's saying, I don't have this paper pack. Can you use other papers? For sure. Really, the only thing is that it needs to be Christmas. Okay? So it's got to be Christmas in July because that's our theme. You can use the sketch if you like. I will, as I mentioned, post it in the comments here so that you can, copy, save it, print it for yourself. But you don't have to use the sketch. If you are working on some other kind of Christmas layout, we want to see those as well. So really, it needs to be a Christmas themed layout. It does not have to be seasonal sightings or joy to the world. Okay? I know you guys are so excited about this. I see lots and lots of comments. And yeah, if you get a chance to try the sketch, great. I think this is a little fun technique with the stained glass triangles. And you saw how fast it came together. Super easy. And again, it's pretty versatile. So anytime you have a sketch, again, see if you can turn it, rotate it, create a double page spread. It would be beautiful actually going, with a big, bold horizontal border across a 2-page spread. So definitely give that a try if you are a 2-page spread lover. Okay. All right, so I think that is it. I'm going to look at my list here. All right, so I talked about the deals, right? Check. Screaming deals, right? Available right now. Joy to the World, seasonal sightings, and the 3 punches, the 3 tools, the Cardinal's Border Punch, Poinsettia Edge, BMC, and the Holly. Only until Friday, July 21st. Your challenges are going to be posted in the Facebook group. Remember, there's no option to post them on YouTube, unfortunately. The platform just doesn't, lend itself to that. But post them in the Facebook group, the Virtual Crop Facebook group, using the hashtag Sizzlin. Remember, Sizzlin with no G. Sizzlin Summer 3. And those need to be posted by next Tuesday, and that is July 25th. Tuesday, July 25th, 11:59 p.m. Central Time. And then you need to join me, of course, next Wednesday, which will be July 26th, for challenge number 4 and to find out who the winners are. Okay? So that was a lot of fun. Again, my apologies about my darn cold here, and about all my coughing and sputtering and runny nose. But, I'm going to be at home over the next few days scrapbooking, and I hope you will be too. I can't wait to see all of your Christmas layouts. They're going to be so much fun. So Sharon's saying she doesn't see the sketch. As soon as I finish broadcasting, I will post it in the comments for you. Okay? And I'll probably make it as a separate post as well, just so everybody can find it easily. All right? Okay, don't forget that the measurement that you want to remember is 3.5. 3.5 inch square, 3.5 inch photos. And then cut your triangles from that 3.5 inch square. That's the trick. Okay? Awesome. Well, I will look forward to seeing all of your exciting designs. Get in the Christmas mood. Put on some Christmas music. Dig out your Christmas stash. And don't forget to take advantage of the Christmas bundle deals. Let's get rid of the current stuff so that we have room for new stuff, maybe in the fall. It'll be exciting. Okay? Always love the new stuff as well. So let's finish up with our current stash and make way for some new products for this Christmas 2023. All right? Excellent. Thank you all for putting up with me today. Love you all. It's the best community out there. I absolutely love being a part of it. And we will see you next week. Have fun making your Christmas in July layouts. Take care, everybody.